Well, for a lot of people, in the sense of like, a lot of people, I'm sure, and me myself, I've even had moments like this as well with a lot of my family members, where you see that they're on the verge of a health crisis, right? Like it's like you need to do something, or you could possibly die. Like we're at that stage now, or like, or you see it getting there. You can see things getting to the point to where it's at an extreme. This is not going to end well, and you want to have that conversation with them, but you struggle with having it. And another question, or another part of the topic is, should we have that topic? Should we have that question with them? And so I guess we can start there. When it comes to that, when it comes to that aspect of, you know, someone being like someone being at the point of, or the brink of death because they're not fit. Is that a conversation you would have with someone? Should you have that conversation with someone? Do you have that right as someone to have that conversation with them? And then if so, why would you, or why would you not have that conversation? So let's start there first. It's a bare minimum. Everyone can go first, and then we get into the more details of how you would navigate it and stuff like that. But yeah.
Hmm. Okay. Are you okay with me going first, G?
Yeah, go for
Okay.
it.
All right. Well, I mean, it is tough because there are like I know I think a lot of people have like family members or even friends or whatever that they can see going down an unhealthy path, or like are really, in that unhealthy range. And
Yeah.
um I think that personally that um everybody gets to make their own choices in life on how they respond, but I think that it's also okay for you to share your concern with them. Like I think it's okay for you to be like, hey, I am concerned for you. I would love for you to be around when I get married or when I have kids. Like I like, it's like I love you, and so I want to see like you thrive and be there for these moments. And so I think there's a way to share those concerns that's not hurtful.
I
That's
agree.
my answer.
That's good. That's good. So share it in a way that's not hurtful. You're saying because that's a possibility, you would.
Mhm. In
Gotcha.
a way that's not hurtful, but they still ultimately have the choice to do it or not. Like,
Exactly. You're not forcing them. You're just simply acknowledging the fact that hey, in that kind manner, there is a way.
yeah.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. G, would you take that time out to pull that person aside, or would you go through that process of trying to communicate that to a person, or no? And then why? Why not?
Yeah, I agree with everything that Kara said. I would do it exactly how Kara said, the same way. Like you can say it in a loving way and not in such like a mean approach, because a mean approach is just not going to do anything. You're not going to motivate them to work out. So it's important to come at it in a loving approach, but also just in an insightful approach as well, like simply just educating them and informing them, because unfortunately, I mean, they could be doing that for all different reasons, but some people literally just don't know. Like they don't know certain things, like how you may know certain things about the body and how it works and all that. So just like a loving and an educating approach can really help. But also I agree with what Kara said. At the end of the day, it's up to them. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't force the horse to drink the water. So you can only do so much, and just be patient, even though it's hard. but be
Yeah.
patient, and also like whenever they are ready to like make the switch and turn around, then be ready because they're gonna probably come back to you. So yeah.
Oh, wait. You said something pretty interesting there. Be ready because they're gonna come
Mhm.
back to you. So you go a little bit more into that. What do you mean by be ready?
Well, what do you mean? Like, go more into it. Like, in what way? Like,
Yeah, like what do you mean by be ready because they're gonna come back when they're ready to make that switch? You just said when they're ready to make that switch, they're gonna be ready because they're gonna come back to you. What do you mean be ready? As in like be ready to tell them step by step what to do?
I mean, yes, be ready to tell them, just guide them along the journey because it's hard. As we all
Mm,
know, right? Fitness is hard. It's not
yeah,
easy. If it were
yeah,
easy, everyone would be super healthy and all that.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
not easy. So be ready to guide them because it is tough, and be ready to how do I phrase it? Like, because I feel like sometimes, at least me, like just being honest, like sometimes if I've already told someone
Okay, I'm
something,
going. Yeah.
wait, what?
Mhm. No, I'm sorry. I was talking to the receptionist, but
Oh,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
You
okay.
gotta mute your phone when you're doing that.
Yeah.
Wait, were you really, or did you actually say something? Like,
No, I was talking to the receptionist. I'm sorry.
oh,
Yeah.
anyways, okay, yes, I'm trying to phrase it as in like, because I think sometimes, like me personally, like if I've already told someone something, right?
Yeah.
And if I feel like time has gone by and they're still not doing it, I get like a little annoyed by it, right? Because I'm like, oh, like how come they're not doing this or doing that, whatever.
Mm,
But I guess say that I say like be ready and prepared to be able to like take them back in, I guess, if that makes sense. Like if you
Mhm.
are feeling that annoyance or whatever, like that frustration
mm.
and even anger, because hey, because it's possible to get angry at a friend or at a family member if
Yeah.
they're literally like going
Mhm.
down like a rough path very quickly.
Yeah.
Like it is possible to get angry, get upset, but at the same time, be ready to like take them back in and like take them with open arms. That's what I'm trying to say. Be
Yeah.
ready to take open
Yeah.
arms because they're gonna again, most likely they're gonna come back to you because you're probably the one that was like talking to them about it, and
Yeah.
you talking to them about it shows that you care. So they would probably come back to you for guidance, information,
Yeah.
support system. I mean, just all that. So I that's what I mean. Does that
Yeah.
good?
Yeah,
I
that's
think that
good.
makes sense. And also, like, I was thinking while you were talking about it too, is just like, you know, we're leading by example, basically, of like how to
Yeah.
be, like, how to go for it. And also, like, with that support, when you're talking about being ready, it's like you also have to be ready to tell them, like, they might be like, oh my gosh, I've tried this and it's so hard, it's not working for me. Why is this not working? Or
Yeah.
like, I've already tried like counting calories, I've already tried doing this or that. And so I guess for me, it's like, knowing that it can take a long time to see progress. It
Yeah.
can it's not just like, especially when you're trying to build the habits, like it's not something that's going to happen overnight. And so
Yeah.
that's like sometimes that's what people expect and that's what people want, is that it happens overnight. And so by being ready is being like you were saying, being ready for them to come back to you, and also just being that support of like, hey, I see that you started this and that's awesome. Keep going because you're going to see the results. They
Yeah.
might not happen like today or yesterday, but like they're coming, and like this is
Mm.
how it happened.
That's good. That's good. That's good. So then you're not saying that be ready, or I guess like G, you're not saying, and Carrie, I guess you're also seconding it. You're not saying that you have to be an expert when you say be ready. Be ready, get studied up, become a trainer, become G, become, you're not saying that. You're just saying like be ready as in be ready to welcome them with open arms and support.
Yeah.
I'm driving, so like yeah, you're gonna have to verbalize.
Oh, oh
Yeah,
yeah,
like that.
sorry. Yes, yes, that's what
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, you know, man, can't be quiet. No,
I know. I forgot you're driving, but yeah,
no, you're good.
that's exactly because like I don't know everything about the body, and I'm not afraid to tell my clients that when they ask me questions sometimes I'm like,
Yeah,
I don't know. Like
yeah,
I've this, but don't quote me on it. Like I'm not 100% sure.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, no one knows everything. I mean, even doctors, like no one really knows really everything down to the T. Like it's just hard. It's hard. Sometimes you have to get second opinions. You got to talk to different people and kind of like come up with what works for you. There's just a lot that goes into
Mm,
it. Yeah, that's what
that's
I
good.
meant.
That's good. Thank you. I'm just asking these questions for people who may be listening or and stuff like, and it's like, you know, how you say it or what you mean by ready. I don't want people to think it's just like, oh yeah, you need to be an expert. Otherwise don't say nothing at all. It's like, and I don't think that's what you were saying, which is sounds like you wasn't saying that. So okay, gotcha, gotcha. Okay, this is really good. This is really good. So all right, let's get a little more detailed then. Like again, I'm kind of even talking about this from my own personal experiences, but how should someone approach this? How should they approach it? Should it be, and we can get a little biblical here since y'all both profess Christianity. Should they take their brother to the side, what I'm saying, and point out the sin, and like should it be a personal conversation, a conversation that is like, okay, like I'm gonna talk to you. I'm gonna talk to you away from people, or does it not matter? Can it be a moment in time in which it's like it may be necessary to bring them in front of the doctor and then go, hey, see this, look what you're doing. The doctor's telling you this. We need to do this because of this. This is why. Doctor, back me up on this. Should that be the approach? Should it be more of a personal, softer approach of, hey, let me call this person, later today and have this conversation, try to have a conversation with them in private instead of, in public or shouting at them in the gym at how they need to wake up before it's too late, and both people have good intentions. So I'm not talking about someone who has ill intentions and they just want to call somebody fat. I'm talking about like this is a person that has really good intentions. So what would be the approach that one should take? Or is there no right
Um,
approach?
I would definitely not personally ever take anyone to the doctor. That is something
Mm,
that that's something that, they have to do on, like I might advise them to see a doctor if like they've told me that they feel like they're having health concerns or something. Like if that
yeah.
is happening, then I would be like, you should probably see a doctor. But I would never take them to a doctor and be like, doctor, tell them what's wrong with them,
Tell them what
like
I
or like
said. Tell
tell
them.
them what I said. Like,
Yeah.
it's not that, like that you agree with me. Like I don't want to be like that. To me is like that's ego. Like that's
Mm.
like like I know better than you, and like
Yeah,
like
yeah.
and I think that that's just a terrible approach to come for anyone, because
Mm,
like, I mean, if like, I mean, personally, I'm stubborn anyways. So like if somebody came
mm.
like that, I would just brush them off. But
Yeah,
if you come like, so like when you come to someone like lovingly and with respect, like you respect them as a person. And so like you come to them lovingly. Now, in regards to like private or public, I guess like sometimes there has been times like in my own family, like where we've talked as a family, like out
mm.
loud about it.
Okay.
But, but that's like with people that you like everybody knows. And
Mm.
so it's not, and so I guess in that situation, as long as everybody's coming with it like with respect, and if that person brings it up like in the family, like
Yeah.
we talk about it there, or sometimes you do talk about it like on like with a more personal approach. But I
Mm.
yeah. That, I guess, I hope that, yeah, that's my answer to your question.
No, that's good. That's good. Well, let me challenge you a little bit before G answers. Let me challenge it. So then, let's say not a doctor, but maybe someone like G, right? We both know G. G would be someone who I would probably come to if I were to refer someone to like a healthy way, a healthy approach of living. They just got news from the doctor. If they don't change their lifestyle, I would refer them to G. She'll be one of the people I would refer them to. And so it's like,
I mean,
it,
I've referred people to my trainer before. Like I've referred people to like, or I've mentioned that I get it. I have a personal trainer, and so like I do
mm,
talk. Like I would talk to people about like this has helped me, and so
mm,
it could be something that you could do, and they have a lot of like great advice for you because like again, the personal trainer will like they work with you.
yeah,
Like it works for me, might not work for you, but if you get your own personal trainer, then they can help you along like that line.
yeah.
Um, so I mean, would I wouldn't like drag them to the gym and be like,
G, tell them.
I
Yeah,
wouldn't
yeah,
drag
yeah.
them to G or to Sal, my personal trainer, and be
Okay,
like,
yeah.
you tell me what's up,
Tell them.
like,
Yeah.
um, but no, I would like if they want to come with me, then obviously if they're coming with me, if I'm going to the gym, we're going to this class. Like that's what's
Yeah,
happening. So if you're coming to the gym with me, you're gonna be either signed up for the class or do your own thing because that's what I'm doing.
yeah. No, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you for that perspective. I think that was a great response. I saw multiple avenues there. But a gentle, soft approach seems to be your way of going for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, like not really, and it's not that you're trying to be confrontational, but more just like out of respect for the fact that they're just, I mean, not going to be somebody who's willing to like have their business in the open like that. Yeah,
Mhm.
I get that. G, how you going? How would you do it? How you gonna do it?
I agree with Kara the same way. You have to do it in a gentle way and approach, a respectful, gentle, respectful, and just be an adult. Like, don't
She said, "Be an
use
adult, yo."
like a civil conversation. Like, don't like take how Kara said, like, don't take them to the doctor because that would embarrass them. They would feel very
Mm.
embarrassed. And why would someone who feels really embarrassed wanna like
But that,
embarrassment is not the way to go.
but there's that's no but that's never an option. Like that's never an initial approach to take them to someone or to the doctor and be like, "Hey, is that you can't do that at all in like a gentle way?"
Well, first of all, I mean, I don't trust most of the pharmaceutical companies and doctors and the government anyway. That's one. So I personally, that right there is already like, because a lot of doctors, unfortunately, are taught a certain way. I'm not saying all doctors are bad or whatever. I'm just saying that a lot of doctors are taught a certain way. And what do? They relay the information.
Yeah,
But it's not always the best information, or
yeah,
sometimes they're very dismissive.
yeah,
Sometimes they're
yeah.
like a bunch of different things that go into it.
Facts.
And, doctors, what they're taught is to prescribe. They're taught
Mm,
once you develop something, an illness or disease, whatever, how do you treat it? They're taught treatment. They're not taught
mm.
preventative measures. They're not. Because,
Oh
yes,
wow! Wait, hold on. You just said something real big there. That's a snippet. That's a snippet. So you just said doctors aren't. Hold on. Say what you just said again, because I just want to. Please.
Gosh.
No, just say it again, because I want people to hear. And I
I
didn't like.
said,
Go ahead.
okay, but okay, look, as I said, doctors, and it's just like the reality. Doctors are taught to treat something that has already started, an illness, disease, or something like, or maybe like, sure, like, yeah, about to start, maybe like
Yeah,
some going in because they're feeling symptoms of X, Y, and Z, and then
yeah,
they
yeah,
start
yeah.
medication and they start doing this. Um, but they don't really, I at least again, I've never been to medical school, so I don't know. But from what I have heard and just what I've seen other doctors say online, I've seen doctors say this. Doctors have come out and say that, yeah, they're not really taught. how to prevent stuff.
Mhm.
Like, they're not taught that. Yes, they will tell you you should go exercise. Yeah, they will tell you you should get on a diet, or you should like eat healthier, drink lots of water, get sleep,
Yeah.
stress. They don't tell you stuff from like a general standpoint, which is fine. That like that's okay. But at the same time though, like I don't know, like when it comes to doctors, because you're saying it as like, oh, can it be like a helpful approach? It can be or it can't be. I'm not saying it's
Mhm.
one or the other. It
Right.
totally depends on the doctor. It
Yeah.
totally depends on what type of person they are, because there are some doctors that are very rude and very
Yeah.
mean.
Yeah.
But then there are
Mhm.
some doctors that are very nice and they're very understanding and they actually care about people. So it
Yeah.
just, I'm not saying it's all bad. It's just, but I'm saying for you to like make it seem like that's the only approach, I just
Yeah.
don't agree with it. I don't agree with it in the sense of like, again, approaching someone about their health. You don't want to embarrass them. And then
Uh,
also, yeah, it just has to be done private, like
well,
privately before. I mean, it just depends, right? But like a privately gentle approach is best, and talk to them in a loving way as much as you can.
mm,
And yeah, was there other part of the question? I don't know, because I got caught up on answering your question about the whole doctor thing.
yeah, that was like, no, no, I think that was like the bunch of it, which was definitely the aspect of like, okay, when, how should you initiate the conversation? Should you pull them off to the side? Should there be a level of private conversation? Should you not should you focus on not embarrassing them, but also does that mean that does that mean that you should withhold certain truths, or should you be as truthful as humanly possible, and you got to be candor and lay everything bare, but you should do it in a loving, kind way? Or are you saying that the
Yeah.
kind way is to not give them all the truth? Are you saying
No,
that?
the kind way is to give them all the truth, because if you're not giving them all the truth, then you're not being as kind as you think you are. And even though
Okay,
it
come on,
might,
come on now.
no,
Hey,
I never
hey, say
said
that
don't be
again.
truthful. I never said that.
Nah, nah, I love it. I like that. I like what you said. Wait, wind that back. Say it again. Say it again.
Say what again?
What you just said. That was nice.
What, that you can be truthful? What, I don't even know I
Yo,
forgot it right.
oh my.
I think
No,
what you said was, um, you, um, you're not being kind if you're not being truthful. Something like that. It was
oh,
like something like that. I
that
think
we
that's what he wanted
yeah.
you to, I think that's what he wanted you to repeat.
Yeah, you're
Thank
not being as kind as you think you are. Yeah,
There you go. That's what it was.
yeah. That was
yeah,
dope.
yeah.
Hmm.
Thank you. No, of course, yes, you should be truthful
Yeah.
as much as you possibly can in a respectful way. There's a respectful way of going about it,
Mhm.
because I mean that's just the reality. Again, there are certain realities of the body and the way it works.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're consistently, the thing is the power of consistency is amazing, because you can consistently treat your body like crap and it's going to go one way, or you
Yeah.
can consistently treat your body good and in a healthy way and it'll go a different route. So
Yeah.
powerful, but you got to be careful how you're consistent, right? So it's important to
Mm.
tell them if they are consistently doing
Mm.
things or have certain habits and behaviors that are leading them in a very unhealthy path, is good
Yeah.
to show that concern. Um, but at the same time, hey, like if they get offended by it, even though you're being loving and truthful, then they get offended too, because I think a lot of people have a hard time understanding that being truthful is being kind and being
Yeah.
loving.
Come on now. Come on. Come on. No, say that again. Say it again. Say it
A
again.
lot
Say
of
it
people, a lot of people don't understand that being truthful is being kind and loving.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, and I think like the way that you can like honestly being true, and like I love well, I love both my sisters, but I
Yeah.
love that like, oh, one of my sisters, she's like super blunt, and
Yeah.
I love that about her. And she's very like, she will tell you, she's like, look, I want you to be there. Like, I want you to live the longest life that you can live. and I want you to be there for my kids. Like, I want you to be there. And so it's like, in saying those things, it's like, and by, and, and you eating the things that you're eating, or you doing the
Yeah.
things you're doing right now, you probably won't be like there when I have kids,
Wow.
or
Wow.
for their life, and I want you to be. And
Yeah,
so I
yeah,
think
yeah.
like that is a phrase that is truth with like love, and it's
It's a
like
hard truth.
it's
Yeah.
a hard truth to say too sometimes, because it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, and it can, like, I mean, like G was saying, people can get offended, and if they get offended, they get offended. But if you're saying it with love and kindness, but also, like, you can't hold back on the truth. You can't.
Yeah.
But there's a way to say it like that's respectful and like loving. It's like, I love you. Like, it's like literally you're just saying, I love you so much that I want you to be here for as
Yeah.
long as possible.
Yeah. 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 Oh, that's good. Yeah. 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 That's good. That's good. That's really good. Like, it sounds like you all are just saying that love is conveyed in is love can be and is oftentimes conveyed in truth. That's what it
I
sounds
mean,
like.
truth is love. I mean, okay.
Truth is love.
Truth is love, and well, God, okay, so God is love, but God is also truth,
Yeah,
because
come on now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hold on now. Don't be misquoting scripture.
the word is
Hold
truth, right? So no, but I'm not misquoting scripture. What I'm doing is tying it together, sir. I'm tying it together because you read the Bible as a whole, right?
You're right.
And so
You're
it
right.
says that the word of God is the truth. And it also says that God is love. And then it
Yeah.
says what love is. First Corinthians 13 is the love chapter. And all of that, all of those things describe what love is, which
Yeah.
describes what God is, which describes what truth is.
Yo, okay, like, I was like, it's so appropriate for this because it's Sunday. So I'll give you that, Carrie. You went in. You went in. I give it to you.
I'm just
That was
saying.
dope. That was dope. That was dope. I love that. I love that. And again, you're right. We're talking about fitness here, but it applies. The gospel applies even here. Can I get an amen, Giselle?
Amen.
Oh my goodness.
Hallelujah.
Yo! Oh, this is a snippet. This is a snippet.
Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. No one can come to the Father except through him.
Yes, you
Yep.
go.
Okay?
Yes,
Every
you
knee
go.
shall bow and every tongue shall confess.
I should have never. I should have never.
Absolutely.
Because
But
the
we don't have to be ashamed though, Trey.
I'm not ashamed. It's just, you gotta just know. I'm talking to Giselle. It's the difference between being ashamed and trying not to start a fire, a wildfire. And she in Cali, so she understands. Look.
the gospel very much applies to this. It can apply in so many different levels. So
Absolutely.
many different levels. Like, it's crazy.
You and Kara should start doing like Bible studies together. I think y'all really actually enjoy that. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Yeah, just something that I know y'all like, y'all both are like very similar in many ways. But no, I love it. I love what y'all are saying, and I completely agree. I do have one other question before we end the call. I know the time is creeping up. I got one other question. Because we're closing out the call. I think this question is appropriate for that close. Is there ever a moment or a time in which a person should throw their hands up, as in like, hey, kind of like what the Bible says, like wipe your feet clean. If you told someone something, wipe your hands clean, your hands are clean from their blood. If they continue, like, is there ever a moment where a person should throw their hands up in regards to someone's fitness? It's like, and when I say throw their hands up, it's like, hey, you know what? I'm done trying. I'm done. And a lot of people say that. A lot of people, you even got trainers that'll even do that. And this is like, they just kind of go, I'm done helping. I'm done support. I'm done trying. I've tried. I'm done. Is that an appropriate response? Should that ever be? And or should it not be? Or should it not? Should we never go there? Should we never get to the point where we're saying, I'm done with this person. I'm done. I wipe my hands clean. I'm done talking to them. What's the perspective on that? I gotta hear that.
It's an interesting question. And I think I like go back to what G said at the beginning of being ready. Like just being ready for that, like
Mm,
the conversation. Like, I mean, like you can get to a point where you do get frustrated and tired, especially if they're not like if you don't see that their lifestyle is changing. But
mm,
that is
mm,
also like part of it is like saying like, okay, that is their choice.
yeah.
But I think like you don't have to be I don't think you should be like nagging or like badgering them
Mm,
about it all the time. But I would say just by living your life and being healthy in your own way, like again, like showing the progress or showing the process, like it could
yeah.
be encouraging to them and just being ready to be there for them if they decide to choose, or being ready for what may happen if they don't, you know? Um
Mm,
like yeah, I guess that's a harsh reality too, but sometimes like those things could happen. Like if it does lead to like you were saying, if they're on the brink of like a health crisis
yeah.
and then it
Yeah.
comes
Yeah.
to that, like it if that comes to it. And sometimes people do need those like sometimes people need those hard wake up calls
Mm,
to actually change. So
mm,
I think when that moment happens too, is not it's not an I told you so moment. That's
mm,
not like, where you're at. That's not what you do. You don't say I told you so. You say, okay,
mm.
now that you have it, like I'm here for you if you want if you want tips on what happened, or like I'm here for you in this moment in this time.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
So I
good.
guess I would say, we shouldn't necessarily give up on them, but you like you let them have their like live their life.
Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah.
you don't I guess badger them or don't, you know,
Yeah.
yeah, just continue to just pound them with this, let them breathe, let them be, but also still have your arms open
Yeah.
for them. Okay. Okay. And that's
Mhm.
hard. That's hard. That's a hard thing to do. But I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
When you feel like they're killing themselves, I think someone said knowing your fitness is bad and then not acting on it is like slow suicide. I think I heard someone put it that way. It's almost like killing yourself slowly. Yeah, that's good. That's freaking good, Kara. Like, thank you. That was really good. Uh, I needed to hear that. G, you want to take it there?
Yeah, so wait, what was the question again?
And I really want to hear this from you because I know that I know you ain't got no problem throwing up your hands. But essentially, like when it comes to fitness, like, you know, should there ever be a point in which we are throwing up our hands to someone or going, you know what, I didn't said, I didn't said, or, hey, you know what, I'm done. I tried. I'm not going to talk to this person again. Even if they ask for help, I'm not going to help them because I'm done. Like they've been fighting me all this time. Should we ever get to a point like that? Albeit a trainer, a doctor, a friend, a mom, a dad, a spouse. Should we ever get to a point like that to where we're just throwing up our hands and going, I tried, but I'm done? Is that an appropriate response, or should we never get to that point?
I mean, I feel like it depends. I
Mm,
think kind of like a yes for me. I think it's like a yes and no
see?
response. It's me
Uh-oh.
too. And the reason why I say this is because unfortunately there are some people that never change, and they're always stuck in their ways, and they never want to see like what you're saying. They never want to understand. They don't try to understand. So unfortunately, when you do come across people like that, it is really hard. And it's hard to, again, I'm not saying to necessarily give up, but it's just like but at the same time, like me personally, like I'm not gonna keep trying. If that makes sense? I don't know how else to explain it.
Mm,
Like I'm not gonna fully, like I won't, like if they ever were to turn around and come to me, I would help them. But until then, I'm gonna pause. Like I'm gonna like take it down
mm,
notches
mm,
because like it's just exhausting to constantly deal with someone like that. It is.
mm.
It's exhausting to deal with people who are just difficult or difficult. No, because
You been nice. I know you been nice right now.
yeah, no, but I'm just again, I'm just keeping it real. Like
Yeah.
I've dealt with people like that. Even as a
Yeah.
trainer, I've dealt with
Yeah.
people like that who like even time goes on and then they come back and I could tell their mindset is still the same. Still the same.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, like again, I'm not saying, oh, I'm rude or I cut them off or this and that. No, I don't do that. But I
Yeah.
also am not so like again, I don't know how to put it, but I guess I don't go out of my way is the best way to
Yeah.
describe it. I don't know. Maybe that's the best
Yeah,
way. Like I
you
don't
might not.
really go out of my way anymore because it's just sorry, go ahead. Kara.
No, I was just gonna say I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but you might not be as invested in it. Like if they come back and you can see that they haven't really changed their mind, you're still gonna help them to a degree, but you're not gonna get invested like where
Mm,
you're like, I'm putting a lot of my effort into this. Like it's like I am putting basically I'm giving you what you're giving me in a sense. Like it's like I will
mm.
help you, but I can see that you haven't changed. I don't know if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, that's a great way to describe it. That's a great way. Again, that's just me personally. That's me because I again like I've 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 dealt with people like that who
Mm,
like time goes on and their mindset is still the same and it's just exhausting. Again, that's the best. It is. It very
mm.
much is. So it's like that's where I say like it depends because it just depends on how they go about it and how they're choosing to live and how they choose to see things and
Yeah.
all that. Now, of course, if they do decide to eventually see what you're saying and try to understand you and all those things, then I mean, then yeah, like of course it's a lot easier to help them because they're actually receiving the help. Because you
Yeah.
can try to help someone, but they still don't receive it no matter what. So that's why I say, at least I think it depends. It kind of depends. But am I saying fully give up on them? No, don't fully give up on them. Be, like I said in the beginning, always be ready in case they do turn around and come back. So yeah, like it just depends to me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's good. That's good. I you both seem to be saying the same thing. And I definitely hear that and I respect it. Uh, yeah, I think it's definitely a level of knowing your worth or knowing your limit or knowing who you are as well to not allow someone to continue to just pound you. But if they're not asking for help in anyway, then why are you even trying to force it? You know, you can't force someone to receive your help. Yeah. So no, no, I love it. I love what y'all both are saying. I'm gonna end it there. That was a closing question. Is there anything else that y'all want to say to, I guess, the recording or anyone that may be listening to this, or just there be a level of, hey, if you are in this position, or if you're this person that's trying to help or trying to have this conversation, is there anything that I didn't ask that maybe y'all want to say?
No.
All right. All right. I love it. So essentially, to wrap it up, in G's voice, don't trust doctors. I love it. No, I love it. I love it.
You better put context in that caption and in that text. No, because you be doing that. You will post a snippet, but you
Yo,
don't post the context. You need
No,
to post.
it's true. I always no, this is why
yo,
I've been starting to comment the context on this whole
yo.
like I was like, listen, later on in the video, you will see that I say this.
Yo.
He does, and he's laughing. He's laughing because he knows he does it. He's
Yeah,
laughing.
yeah. That's
Yo, I
why
do that. Yeah.
I comment on those videos. I comment on them and I will continue to.
Hey, I'm just saying. I can't help it that some people just get infuriated when Giselle starts talking. I can't help that.
It's okay. I mean, you're hiding behind the screen and all, so it's fine. Clearly
Oh
shows a
my
lot.
goodness. Okay, okay, okay. And thank you for the payment, by the way.
Oh, you're welcome.
I did receive that. I meant to tell you thank you, but I did receive it. Thank you. I heard the cha-ching. Nah, but I appreciate y'all. This is super dope. Kara, you too. Thank you so much for just jumping in. Both of y'all. The transparency, I love it. The truth. And y'all said a lot of things today that I'm definitely gonna feast on. So thank y'all so much. Love y'all. Again, we're having a call next Sunday, but I hope you have a wonderful week. And if there's any other, tips, questions, anything y'all want to post in the group, man, please feel free. The engagement is always welcome, and people need it. People in there really, really need it. You got a lot of people struggling in these groups and communities, so feel free. Love y'all. Bye. And y'all should do a Bible study, by the way. Y'all should. They're like, y'all should link up. Y'all should talk more. I'm real. Y'all will find yourselves in each other a lot more. I'm just being honest. Bye.
It's true.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.